Is it on? Can you hear me? Good morning.
It might be on.
You know what? I think it was easier when I had the headphones because then I could hear myself and I wasn't having to worry about the little gauges. Now I don't know where the gauges are. They're not there. Ah, okay. I think I'm good. Good morning. It is Thanksgiving week. Yay! Thanksgiving week. So much to talk about. So much to do.
Is there really though?
I mean, I don't know if I have enough oven space for all the things I want to get done this week. There's that.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, look, let's just get it out in the open. You tried to strangle me this morning.
I did not. I was trying to snuggle with you.
I don't know where you got your arm or what, but I felt like you were trying to kill me.
Nah, dude.
And then I thought maybe he's dreaming and he's trying to I don't know.
No, I was having a moment, and then you
You had me in a headlock.
I didn't have you in a headlock.
I feel like I was choking.
I feel like you're making.
No. And then I told you, I was like, I'm choking. This doesn't feel good. And then you got all offended and got out of bed. And I was like, yeah, well.
I didn't get out of bed.
Yeah, you did.
I went to go pee.
What? Does that involve you getting out of bed?
I guess I got out of bed.
You got out of bed. But I really thought you were trying to kill me. I was like, he's having one of those violent dreams where he's trying to attack.
Oh, God. Remember the time that I rolled over and I smacked you in the
I
middle
do. So, okay. So is that...
I had
like
one
if
of those
I'm
dreams the other
dreaming
night.
and it's uncontrollable and I turn around and smack you, am I still in trouble?
Yes.
Why?
Because you're trying to get out of something now.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I
was asleep and
like you've rolled over and whacked me before, but
no,
never
but
like.
remember the time I hit you? Like I slapped you.
Oh,
you
were dreaming about something.
I was
and
I was pulling someone off of you. Like someone was fighting with you,
and you
and
pushed me,
and I whack, and I hit you right in the face.
I think that was probably you being mad about something else, maybe.
Is that what it was?
I mean, I don't really know.
Well, we're working on the lighting in here. What do you think about my new lights?
I think it looks good. And the black looks so great.
I know, except now I've got white light. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
I mean, I think it looks okay.
Yeah. I don't even know if we're streaming. It looks like, maybe we are streaming. Yay.
Either way. Okay, so it's Thanksgiving week. I'm excited. It's going to be, okay.
Honey, what are you thankful for?
I had a high and a low. Are
we going to do highs and lows? What was your high and low of last week?
My high was winning an account. That was my high. I mean, It was work. It was intense. I've had to have lots of conversations about stuff.
What was your high and low that didn't involve work?
That doesn't involve. Fleety's Friendsgiving was really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Not that I'm not trying to take away from it, but personal stuff.
Yeah, not involving work would be Fleet having his Friendsgiving. I thought it was sweet.
Cool.
So Fleet saw Nola do hers and then saw us do ours and wanted to have a Friendsgiving too.
Yeah.
And his was really cute. It was like swimming and turkey dogs. So I thought it was.
How many hot dogs did you make? You mean 40 hot dogs?
Like 40 hot dogs. I think we still have 5 left in the fridge.
Kept trying to get everybody to eat a hot dog.
I was like, take a hot dog home.
It was fun though.
Yeah.
It was fun to have just not a different group of people, but just different people stuck around at different times.
Well, yeah,
awesome.
and learning who his buds are and their parents and stuff, right? So I think that's the difference with public school and private school is that at private school we all kind of knew each other. Mm-hmm. So although still different, right? It wasn't people that we normally hang out with, but you just by default know each other because the kids have been together for so long. So this is Fleet's first year in public school, and his friends came over, and it was great. And it was great to meet the families and the parents and all of that.
Yeah, dude. And we had his baseball team, his football team, and his baseball team over there.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
And I still think it's pretty incredible that we live in South Texas and the weather is nice enough to go swimming.
We could have a pool party.
Yeah, in mid-November, we're still having pool parties. So I think that's pretty neat.
I'm trying to log in.
That was definitely that was a good high. It was cute. And then I got to spend the afternoon with Nola on Saturday. She dragged me all over the mall. And so full circle. I feel like, I used to walk around the whole mall. Now I don't ever want to go to the mall. But she's liking it, and she wants to walk around, and she wants to look at everything, and she wants to try things on.
She told you she just wanted to window shop, and it worked out pretty well, right?
I think that she probably wanted to buy quite a bit amount of, she wanted to buy some stuff. I was very much like, you're only spending your allowance because Christmas is coming up, so I'm not buying you anything. But it was good to see what she wanted.
Dude, has she given you the presentation yet?
Yes. I'm very impressed with this. I think
she made an entire
thing.
Google slide deck about what she wanted for Christmas.
And she included links.
Yeah, and she put the picture and a description and why she wanted it, and she put what the approximate cost was and what the value to her was, and then a link so that you could go get it.
Pretty intense. I think it's working because now she shared that PowerPoint with like my mom and my sister, and so things are quickly, I'm sure, off of her list. And nothing. I was very proud that nothing on there was insanely priced.
So, and what I will say that I thought was pretty cool is that there weren't a lot of crazy asks.
That's what I'm saying.
And there wasn't
it's very reasonable.
And there weren't a bunch of electronics and stuff on there. No.
Well, because
she's on the other hand,
she's a girl.
God,
she doesn't want electronics. She wants lipsticks.
Sony is coming out with a handheld portable. They announced a PlayStation portable.
Between us, I'm having a major issue with the playing on the devices. I'm having major issues with the YouTube, even the kids' YouTube. I don't want it on anymore. Mainly because it makes a lot of noise.
Mainly because you don't like the way that the voices of the people on YouTube sound.
Right. That is a problem.
People who do podcasts and stuff. God, it's so annoying.
So annoying. Can you imagine you got to listen to my voice? Is it not? It's fine. I'm in the yellow.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. So we have a friend that says she likes to listen to us in the morning while she's in the kitchen. And I keep thinking, can you imagine both of our shrieking voices as you're trying to get your morning started? No, thanks.
Both of our just not mine alone.
Way to save yourself. Anyway, okay, so that's going on. Nola's Christmas list is in full effect. We're in full Thanksgiving mode. Thanksgiving will be a little different. I don't have my sister coming.
Lame.
Which I think is lame.
Lame.
It kind of hurt my feelings.
Just lame. I like having her around. I mean, she sucks, but is a sister-in-law, right? Just like everybody's sister-in-law sucks. But I love her, and I miss her, and I wish she was here, and I wish my brother was here. But I can't be mad. My he saw what we did. We went to Olympic National Park this summer, and he liked it. He liked our stories and pictures so much that he took my nephew out there, and so that's where he is right now. He's out there having a good time, and so I'm getting updates from him, which is pretty cool. So I guess I can forgive him for not being here.
I mean, I think it's great, but
I'm just lashing out at your sister because I wish she was here.
Well, because she's always here, so this will probably be, I think this is the first Thanksgiving we have without her, where she's not coming, and so I'm secretly hoping that she kind of just shows up. But I don't think that's going to happen because she did buy a grocery list of things that she's taking, I guess, to a friend's house. I mean, I guess everybody's got to fly the coop.
Whatever. It was funny. We were talking about that. We talked to some old friends whose son is off at college. They're talking about what it's like to be semi-empty nesters for the kids at school, and they go up and see the kid, and they meander their way back down to the valley, and then as soon as they get home, they're like, no, never mind, we're going to go back.
Well, they're in a really interesting spot too, because I think they're semi-retired.
Yeah.
And so
I think they're fully retired now.
Yeah, they don't have to rush home. They can take their time and go adventure. And they did say that it's a brand new stage in their marriage that they didn't realize was going to happen. So they're back to
dating and stuff.
Yeah, they're back to dating and going to the movies and rediscovering things. And
this is what our future is going to be like, babe.
That's so fun.
In 38 years, when Fleet decides to move out, we're going to...
38 years?
I don't know. You're never going to let him off your...
He's out. At 18, they both go. They have to go.
I want them to. I want them to go out and explore. And
I think they'll get lost.
Get lost?
I think they'll get lost. They'll go figure it out. I hope so, anyway.
Yeah, so it was a fun weekend. I'm looking forward to this week.
Yeah, so, okay, without my sister's not coming, your brother's not coming. I was a little sad for a minute, and then I remembered I have wonderful family, and so they will be showing up for Thanksgiving dinner. And
we've all decided to make something.
Yeah, so this will be a little different because we don't always make something.
Look, Gabe, you can come over, dude.
Gabe's invited over.
This is where I wish we had more people that were interactive with our deal.
Because then we could ask what everybody makes.
What's your favorite dish? So if you're listening and you hear us,
let's go through. What are you making? Because you decided to sign up for something this year, which never happens.
I want to make something that I haven't had a really long time, and to be quite honest, I'd completely forgotten about because it's been so long since I had it. And my family is from down here, but also from Arkansas, and so I grew up with a whole bunch of Southern dishes, and there's one thing that stood out, and we were having our Friendsgiving the other, last week or whatever. And I asked a friend of ours what his favorite dish was, and he busted something out that I hadn't heard of forever. And so I'm going to attempt to make it. Ambrosia salad.
I don't know if I've ever had ambrosia salad.
Oh, dude, I haven't even looked up a recipe. I don't even know.
Does that have mayo in it?
I don't know how much time goes into actually making it. Let's see. The first thing that I see. No, it's this thing right there. It's Cool Whip and oranges and cherries.
Oh, okay. So it shouldn't be too difficult.
You can put walnuts and stuff in there, which I will not. Let's see. This recipe is blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's orange, marshmallows.
Well, get to it, Drew. You got a whole grocery
orange slices,
list. You have a whole grocery list you have to buy.
Like there's coconut, right? Like there's coconut flakes or coconut deals. Citrus fruit, coconut, creamy, tangy base. Oh, man.
Don't try to wing it either.
Nah, man. Ambrosia salad.
Okay, so Nola is making Brussels sprouts. She was probably the least interested in making anything.
Really?
Yeah, she was just like, whatever's easier, Mom. So she's going to make Brussels sprouts because it's kind of easy to do.
Okay.
Fleet decided to take a bunch of apples on Friday from school. This was interesting. So you came home and Fleet's got like 15 apples with him.
A bag of apples, yeah.
And I said, where did this come from? And he says, from school. Then none of the kids wanted their apples at school, so he asked to take them home.
He really likes it. Do you know he does that every day? He eats an apple in the car every day on the way home from school.
Well, I'm glad he's eating apples. It's good fiber. Yeah. But anyway, so he comes home with all these apples, and I thought these apples are going to rot if we don't do something with them. And so we made an apple
crisp.
Whoa. And it was delicious, and he was really proud. Because, we made him chop stuff up and put it together. And I think he's going to be replicating that recipe for Thanksgiving.
It was actually fantastic. That sparked a whole conversation with us in the car about food insecurity and about how people down in this area and at their school, what was crazy is...
I think it happens across
the
country.
It does.
Yeah.
We're talking about how when we did the Thanksgiving Day stuff for Nola's school... Mm-hmm. How the statistics that they talked about, even at those schools where it was like, hey, food insecurity is a real deal. It affects such a large number of people in our population. And so when he brought home all the apples, I kind of got a little upset with them. I was like, hey, dude, those are apples that other kids could eat. And he's like, nobody wanted them. Nobody was taking them. And they're probably just going to throw them away. So I asked if I could have them. I was like, all right, well, that's kind of cool. Right. But the idea that once school lets out, I honestly didn't realize this kids didn't have school this week. I was like, when they said no school till December 2nd, I was like, oh God, what are we gonna do? Yay!
Full house.
But we talked about how when kids get out for school, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're used to having breakfast at school, lunch at school, and maybe even something to take home, and about how many families aren't going to have access to that because they don't have. Because
we're out.
Yeah, because they don't have.
But it's something.
At least 2 meals a day.
It is something that they do try really hard to let the kids take food home and
to support local.
So food and I don't know, and I haven't done enough research. I know that we did the food drive, at NOLA school, and it was great. They put together 120 bags for families to take home, which I thought was pretty incredible. HEB was an incredible sponsor. They gave the protein a coupon for turkey, which was so neat.
That was awesome, man.
Because it's always heavy, right? Like, $20 is $20, and so it's hard to sometimes fork that over for at least one meal, especially when you're struggling. So I thought that was really neat. I was excited that Fleet did something with the apples because the last thing you want to do is see them all rot. What else?
Yeah. I'm trying to find something funny, and I'm on Reddit on News of the Stupid because usually there's something hilarious on there. Everything is about politics.
Everything is about politics. Let's not.
So I'm just going to skip past them. I don't feel like talking about that crap.
You don't? I know. We can talk about your announcement now because I thought the video. I find it interesting because but hold on. So let's talk about this because part of it, I know when I made my transition to the new gig. I felt like I needed to say something or talk about it, but that's also me giving myself so much self-importance. Like, who cares? Nobody cares. And so I was a little, and this is just me talking.
Here we go. Watch, ready? What? Enter shit talking mode.
Look, I'm just keeping it real with you. I love you. I'm your number one fan, and I love all the things. I love all the things that you do. I was a little worried, like, oh my goodness, what if it's not received as well as we want it to be received, right? Like, what if the community doesn't support what you're doing? What if, it's not in the direction that most people thought that you were going to go? Like, what if, right? So my mind is spinning, and I have to call it vulnerable because I don't know another word for it, but you're so willing to put yourself out there and kind of just screw it. This is really, truly who I am. And don't take this the wrong way, but there are times.
I'm waiting.
There are times that I never, absolutely never make any apologies for who you are or how you speak or what you do. You own it, you say it, you do it. It's all about accountability, especially with one another. But I do at times worry, like, oh, is that going to be received the right way? Because I know your heart. Not everyone knows your heart.
There's been times where things haven't been received the way that I wish they would have been
right.
received.
And so I make no excuses for it, but it does at times. I get a little worried about what we're putting out there and how it'll be received. Why? Maybe somewhere along the way I care. I don't know. I've got to really deep dive into that. But I look at, you did this video. So you did this video announcing to your community, and I say your community because it's your network, your community, about the stuff that you were taking. And I had moments throughout this where I was like, it's such a big deal. Like, why are we doing all of this? But it came out so freaking cool. It came out amazing. And you posted it. And how was it received?
It's been very well received. For at least the people that like it or the people that are excited for me, for the people that have something negative to say, they haven't said anything negative. So that's kind of cool. No, but there's also a moment where, so if you don't know the business side of what I do, I put a lot out there. I do a lot of.
You do always go.
I'm not like Mr. Beast, right? And I'm not like some crazy content creator, but I don't mind sharing my perspective online. I don't mind talking online or saying something.
You don't mind giving your opinion.
Yeah, even in a professional environment, which sometimes it can get weird. So there's a moment where it's like, where I'm excited about what I'm doing. I'm super excited about it. And I want to tell everybody about it. And there's a number of reasons behind that, right? It's not only do I want to tell people what I'm doing because I want them to be happy for me or be proud of me or whatever the self-fulfilling stuff is, but also because every step in my career that I'm taking, I want people along for the ride.
Right.
And I want people to be a part of it. And every step that I've taken in my entire career has been additive. It's built in a direction that I'm trying to move forward to. And part of that is that everyone that I've worked with and every company that I've worked with and every project that I've done can benefit from the stuff that I'm doing now. That's how I feel.
Right.
And so I want people to look at what I'm doing and go, oh my God, Drew's doing this now. That can help me do this and this and this. Or he's doing that now. Where's that going to lead? Because I know it'll be helpful. Or I've got friends who are in the industry who make products and services that when I say, hey, this is what I'm doing now, they're going to turn around and go, oh, great. Well, did you know, I got a message this morning. I had no idea there's this company that's making this tool. And they're like, dude, it's funny that you posted this. We're actually working on something specifically for this. I can't wait to tell you about it now that I know that this is the direction you're moving in. So I feel like everything that I do, I want to bring people along for the ride. It's not me showboating or being like, and that's part of the issue is that when LeBron James did the whole I'm taking my talents to Miami deal, I think about that every time I make an announcement about a job or whatever, because you don't want to come off like I'm so great. Look at where I'm going. I'm taking my skills there. That's not at all what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to say I'm excited about this and I get to do it.
Right.
And it's awesome that I get to do this and I get to contribute and I want you to be excited about it also. And this is what I'm doing. It's never like, this is I'm going to lend my talents to this organization.
Right.
Because truth be told, like even in this scenario, it's a pretty big organization. And so, yeah, I feel like I can contribute. I wouldn't have joined it if I didn't feel like I could contribute. But I'm excited that I got to share it with people and it's been very well received. And they're excited about what I'm doing, especially because it's a bit of a turn in a different. I mean, it's still in the same direction, but I'm veering off a little bit,
right.
But in a really cool way that is a little unexpected. But if you think about, if you listen to the podcast that I have, or if if you think about what I know about the industry and what I've learned about the industry, it's really the direction that I think it's all going.
Right.
So, and that doesn't mean it is going to go in that direction.
And it doesn't mean that that's the direction, but that's the gamble that you're taking, right?
I think
yeah.
It's
and
go.
So I think that's the part that I most I guess admire. Don't let your head get any bigger than it is. But that's the part that I find really exciting about you. You're vulnerable enough to kind of put it out there. You're okay with the criticism that comes back with it.
Yeah.
We interpret that and you kind of funnel it forward. And you're very much just, this is exactly who I am and this is my opinion. And
well, I'm looking forward to the criticism on some of the things I'm doing too.
Even
because
the previous post, right? Like the lawnmower thing, that went head to head with what somebody else felt, right? Like you described something in a way that I thought was very relatable, but there were other people in that community that kind of just didn't agree. And it's the same thing with your politics. You kind of just put it out there, and again, your heart. I don't
kind of put it out there. I put it out there.
Your heart is always in the right place, and I know that. And I know that about you. And people who are friends with you and who love you and have known you for a while know that all politics aside, all things aside, you are a great, loving person. You just say things, and that's the part where I, to this day, as many things as I say out loud, I'm still very hesitant, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't always think anyone needs to hear my opinion sometimes, right?
Well,
so I shy away from that kind of conflict. And so it's been an interesting ride. I think that this is...
You're being very hesitant with your words. You keep saying kinda. Like,
it's
don't be hesitant. Like,
it's been an interesting year in the political space.
A little bit.
I'm
bummed.
Didn't shush you as much as I normally do. We got into maybe 2 arguments this season. Versus last election, it was, I think for a minute I might have just stopped talking, right? This time around, I think I just said, go.
Throw your hands up and watch it burn.
Well,
let's see how to
what else do you do? What else do you do? You wouldn't pipe down. But it is you, right? So.
Yeah. Well, there's no room to be hesitant, right? There's no room for half measures and stuff. If you believe in something, be convicted about it, And that's even in the job stuff that I'm doing. There were some great opportunities that I had. It was not an easy place in the job market this year.
No.
And after the layoffs, so the short story, right, is that after the layoffs in January, I was out. I got a great severance package and it was fantastic, and that lasted for a while. But after that, it was like, I remember telling our daughter, I said, there's four types of jobs I want to take. A, preference is I want someone to pay me to just be me, right? And B is I want someone to pay me to evangelize a product or work on a product or support a product that I truly, absolutely believe in. And option number 3 was like, well, I want to work in the industry that I like and not have to go do something different. And then like final, option 4, D, or B or D or whatever it is. The last option was something to pay the bills, you know what I mean? And I never got down to D. I looked at A and I went back and forth between A and B. And then for a minute I was like, well, maybe C, like, let's see what's out there. But I'll tell you that was, I have to do something on the podcast with a recruiter because it was so fascinating to hear. I think we talked about this last time, is recruiting and finding a job is not at all what it used to be. And then especially in tech, I know so many thousands of people that are out of jobs right now that are having a hard time getting a job. And a lot of them are being screened by AI, and a lot are being screened because they don't have the correct skills listed on their resume. And so I just I got a couple days ago, I got some more rejection letters from a company that I'm a perfect fit for the role. What I'm doing now is even like more substantial than the role that I had applied for before. So I'm glad I didn't.
I think it all kind of lays where it does, but you also did kind of take the initiative to reach out and say, hey, I am the perfect fit for this role. Why am I being kicked back about this?
Yeah. Yeah. And on that, someone turned around and said, oh my God, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Let's pass it through. Let's take a look at it.
Right.
So there's a lot that went into it, but it's fun. So I'm on week number 2 and, it's exciting. It's been a fun week so far. So I'm already calendar's already getting booked up. There's
I know, and I do
3
feel
trade
like
shows already on the horizon. So
I don't know. You're going back to being back to it, which is exciting. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
You go back into the the full throttle of it all.
Yeah, man. It's going to be really fun, though, because I'm joining a team that truly believes in helping people get connected using wireless and starting at home, right? Starting at the part that is the most important place to keep connected. And work and, enterprise and whatever, and while I'm out doing stuff, but at home, everybody goes home. You know what I mean? Yeah. And at home, you got to make sure that the Wi-Fi works at home. And if you can start with a solid base of working at home, then imagine what you could do with it. If you could take that solid communication and put it in your workplace or in, wherever it is that you go. So
I have another question for you, though.
Yeah.
Now, the lessons that you learned this year with the kids, right? Being completely, and not to ever say that you were never involved, because you've always been a very involved dad. But this time you got to do all of the stuff, right? You really got in there. You're on a homecoming float. I mean, the whole thing, you were really in there. So does that change the boundaries moving forward on the things that, I think it's easy when we get full work mode, our threshold for what we have to do and what is home and where those boundaries lay sometimes get a little skewed. So now do you put the boundary a little bit more?
I've always been good about it. You know that. So this is a perfect example is, what's over there, is I carry 2 phones and I keep everything completely segmented. And I do that for a number of different reasons.